Hello everyone, it is Sunday, August 4th, 2019. Just going to do a little video that's going off some of the chats I noticed in my live stream the other day about peat moss. Some people were stating they were having trouble when they use peat moss getting their traps bedded solid, so all we're going to do is show you how we bed our traps in peat moss and show you that they can be bedded solid. It just takes a little time. It's not as fast as dry dirt, but it can be done, and it just keeps you operating in wet, cold conditions. So I'm not going over freeze proofing this, but we do have a video back last year on how we freeze proof our canine sets. All of you that joined in the live stream the other day, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everybody returning, thank you so much for your support. And if you're new here and you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Let's go do this. Alright, we got this Bridger 1 3/4 in this trap bed. As you can see, I wish this was November and the dirt was this dry, because it'd be perfect to bed a trap with. But usually in November, well, after the 8th of November, we start setting canine sets. We're not that lucky. The ground's usually wet and it's usually starting to freeze and thaw overnight. So to battle that, we use peat moss. I do not have this trap staked down, as I'm only going to bed it. And I've seen a lot of people wonder what we use peat moss for, and some people stated they have trouble getting a trap to bed solid in peat moss. So just gonna go not real quick, but not real slow either. I just start out by getting my peat moss out of the bucket and start filling around the edges. And once I do that, I just start going around and pressing that peat moss down, just like you would dry dirt. You just keep packing it down all the way around it. Now it's still moving. But when we're done, it will barely move. Now it takes a little longer than you would with dry dirt, but at least it will be bedded solid and in operating condition. Since this wasn't sifted, I want to make sure I got all the bigger items that could clog the jaws out of the way. And I'll just keep putting it around there until I have that trap bedded solid. Now if I was fighting bitter cold, I would be sprinkling table salt around the edge with each layer and using table salt on mixed in with this peat moss to keep it operating in cold, frigid temperatures. But since we're not dealing with cold right now, I'm not going to do that. I've got one video out right now of how we freeze proof our traps. It's an older video. But just keep packing it in just like you would dry dirt until it doesn't move. And you may not get it 100% solid, but it'll be close to it. See, I'm pressing on that jaw. It's not moving. That's what you want. You can bed a trap in peat moss and bed it solid. It just takes a little time. But you can get it there if you want to spend the time on it. You can also use cover holes. I don't know how traps bed in cover holes. I've never used them. And I still have not used wax dirt, so I don't know if they will bed solid in wax dirt or not. So next thing I would do is I use cotton balls for my pan covers. I slide a cotton ball under there. I would finish off by sifting this just to finish a set. But as you can see, that trap got bedded solid in peat moss. As you notice, I didn't sift any of the peat moss going around the edge, but I did sift the covering, the final covering of peat moss, just because there are items in that peat moss that when the trap closes, it could get between the jaws, allowing your animal to get out. So that's the last thing you want when you're going through all this. So only other thing, if I was going to set this, is I would put my hole right here, bait it up, lure it up, put a little urine, so I would get rid of this dirt from the bed. But that's how you bed a trap solid in peat moss. It can be done, just takes a little time. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.